Diane in Denmark here, and rah, 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 it is Friday, and we made it to the end of another week. Woohoo, go us. Let me just put my pom-poms down. So, I am full of the joys of spring this morning. I went to a clothes swap party last night, and I really got a lot of stuff this time. Oh my goodness. But anyway, I'll show that in another video. What I'm bringing you today is Friday in our Flylady Basics week. All this week I've been showing you how I use the Flylady system, not just telling you what the Flylady system is. I mean, you can read that on the website, but showing you how I take the weekly home blessing hour and change it up to suit me and my family, how I do my errandy. You saw me out and about yesterday. I'm not just telling you what the Flylady system is, I'm showing you how it works for me. And that's what I want for you. I want you to take it and make it work for you. Because all too often I hear, you know, oh, the Flylady system sounds great, but it won't work for me because, you know, whatever, and it can work for you if, you know, as what I was talking about it yesterday, about, you know, the daily focus. It doesn't need to be a set day of the week. You can spread it over several days. It could change from week to week depending on your shifts, depending on maybe you are traveling a lot for work. So you're just going to take these ideas, take a piece of paper and a pencil, and remember, if you're the type that's thinking right now, oh, I need to go out and buy a new journal or a diary or something before I can get started. No. Just take, maybe your kids have got some old school jotters, pencil, paper, that's enough to get you started. So anyway, let's get on to the daily focus. Now, normally in Flylady land, it's Friday, and as I said before, you can make it any day that you like. There are 3 parts of Flylady Friday, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to work through it. I've got my bags to go through. I'm going to show you our family snack basket. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen this before. And I'm also going to give you ideas of what you can do if you want to do the snack basket like we do. Anyway, Flylady land, on the website, it'll tell you that Friday is date night. You know, doing something with your significant other, or if you're single, doing something on your own, or getting in touch with a friend. My husband and I, we're really homebodies, and we love to be home on a Friday night. So when my husband and I do date night, it's usually we're going to like a rock concert, or meeting up with friends for dinner or for lunch. So we don't do the kind of Friday night date thing, but we do the snack basket, and I'll come to that in a minute. Anyway, according to the Flylady website, so you've got date night, you have got filling up your car with petrol, just giving a little clean when you're in there. You know, perhaps maybe you eat when you're in your car. We don't eat when we're in our car, and if we do eat something, then we take the rubbish with us when we leave the car. It's just an automatic thing, it comes out with us. Now, I've made videos, like really detailed videos about all these things. I'll put the link up there to the Flylady's daily focus, you know, the basic weekly plan. I'll put it up there if you need more help with it. So clean out your car and fill it with petrol. But as you saw yesterday, I was out doing my errands, sometimes on Thursdays, sometimes on Mondays. It varies from week to week. I find the filling up with the car with petrol makes more sense to me to do when I'm actually using the car to run errands. Here in Denmark, we use basically bikes to get to work, to get to school, to go out in the evening. So I'm not needing to fill up with petrol every Friday. I maybe do it every fortnight, you know, every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. So again, take that idea and make it work for you. It probably makes more sense if you buy your petrol. There's a petrol station right beside your supermarket. Once you've done your grocery shop, you fill it with petrol. So do you see what I mean? You take these ideas but make it work for you. And the other thing on a Friday is cleaning out your handbag, you know, your purse, sports bag, and I always like to say, you know, get the kids and get your family in on these routines as well. When the kids come home on a Friday afternoon from school, you know, instead of them just kind of, you know, they're glad to be home, but instead of just kind of throwing the bags in a pile, get them to, you know, set a timer and say, okay, we're just going to work on it for 5 minutes. You know, Mum will clean out her handbag and you clean out your school bag. And just go through hold on. Oh, yeah, just go through what is in there. And I tell you what, let's do that right now. And also, I've mentioned this before, if you have a stroller for the baby, maybe you want to look at that on a Friday. There's probably crumbs in there. You know, check your baby changing bag, you know, your diaper bag. And especially for the kids, maybe they've got packed lunch boxes in there, maybe they've got gym kit that needs washed. You know, maybe there are papers that are in there to be signed. So all you're going to do is you're going to quickly go through your bags, and I'll show you mine right now. Let me see. Yeah, I don't want to be going for having you sitting here for too long today. This is my swimming bag. You know, I'm a skinny dipper, winter bathing, done videos on about that before. I'm out swimming every day, every other day, Monday to Friday usually. And I'm not going to be taking much out of my bag today. I've got my towel that I use for when I'm dry. I've got my towel for standing on because I like to keep my feet warm. We don't use the sauna, we're just into the sea and we swim around as much as we can. And I've got my flip-flops in here and my bone china cup for enjoying my cup of tea. You saw that in the video. Gosh, was it on Tuesday I was talking about that? Yeah, it was one of the days this week. And I've also got a pair of fluffy socks for when, if it's really cold down there, while we're sitting having our cup of tea before I get my clothes on. So when I'm finished, I'm going for a skinny dip later today. We're meeting after work this afternoon when Helena finishes work. And what I'll do when I come home is I'll take out the towels that I've been using this week. Those go in the wash, and then either I put a fresh towel in or the ones that I washed, these ones, they go back in and it's ready to go for Monday morning. So that's my sports bag. And these ones are really good because you can use them kind of cross-body when you're walking around the airport. They're great travel bags. Right, because I bought one of these for Vibeke and for Helena for birthdays and Christmases years ago, and they're still using them. And I never bought one for myself, but I got one of them quite recently, and they're great bags. Anyway, onto my handbag, and let's see if I can bring you down a wee bit. Let's see if we can get down. Now, I know a lot of you, whenever I produce my handbag, you're like, oh, that's the size of your wallet, you know. This is my handbag, and this is one of the ones that I repainted. It was black, and I repainted it with leather paint, and I mentioned it, I did a video about refashioning what you've got, you know, changing colour or renewing it. But all those videos are on the Dressing Your Truth Refashioning Wardrobe playlist, because somebody asked just this morning how you did it. The instructions are on one of the videos. Anyway, so this is my handbag, and again, I'm in Denmark, we cycle a lot, so cross-body bags are fantastic for us. So I like to be able to go this way. You'll have seen me if I'm out and about. I've got it like this and I can cycle with it. And then, I love these functional things. Or if I'm kind of being fancy schmancy, I can use it like that. So anyway, what's it? And actually it's a bit like the TARDIS. It looks quite small, but it's really got quite a lot. It holds a lot. The volume in this bag is incredible. Okay, so in my bag, okay, I'm not going to show that. The normal, I've got snotty, I've always got a snotty hanky. A lot of pollen right here. So snotty hankies, and I've got my, what do you call it, my wallet, and this is all I have. I don't have any coins. In Denmark, and I'll link to the videos before, in Denmark we are almost a cashless society. I use my telephone to pay for a lot of things in shops. You know, we've got apps that you can just pay that way, and you can scan, and we use our telephones for paying a lot. And even when I was out doing my errand shopping, my grocery shop yesterday, I scanned all the items myself, so you don't need to go to the cashier and, you know, have everything up on the conveyor belt and then pack it again. I scanned everything and I paid with the app, so I didn't even need my credit cards. I've got a couple of credit cards in there, and then on the back I've got my Reisekort, which is the card for when you're travelling around in Copenhagen. You can just scan in and scan out the end of your journey. You can even go to Sweden with that card. I've also got my mini dress in your truth cards in case I'm out and about shopping and need to check something. And in the middle of there I've got my donor card, just in case anything happens to me. My donor details are registered online in Denmark as well, but it's handy just to have them in there. And I won't show you, but I've got a picture of the kids, and I've got a picture of my mum, my Scottish mum. And I've also got some notes, some Danish notes money, but no coins. I don't have any coins. And as I say, we're almost a cashless society. I've got my wee shopping bag. No self-respecting Dane goes anywhere without a shopping bag. Go on. Okay, now I've got some lipsticks. Those can come out. Okay, this is the one for today. And these two, I was wearing one during the day and one for the clothes swap party that I went to last night. So those can go back. And then I've got the receipts. I won't show you here. The receipts from when I posted the parcels. Remember, I was using the parcel box that we have here in Denmark to post parcels. Got my receipts for those. And what I do with any receipts, I don't even have one from the supermarket because it all goes through the app. What I do with any receipts is I put them in my desk, and then usually on a Tuesday, on Plan and Play Day, I check off my bank statements. And with these also check off that we've been refunded the money. I was sending things to Zalando and ASOS. We like to do online shopping, especially for shoes, because my daughter has quite large feet. She's taller than me. She's very slim and tall. But finding her size in the shops is a real pain. Like, you can't go into a shoe shop and be sure that she can, find something that she likes and have their size. So we do a lot of online shopping for shoes. Right, and then I've got my powder puff for my shiny nose. And I've got a comb, which has seen better days. It's missing a few teeth. At least I'm not missing a few teeth. Okay, a few Tic Tacs in case I need to keep my breath fresh. Oh, and I've got this wee one. Do you remember this one? I know a lot of you brought back memories. This actually belonged to Vibeka's mum, and she had taken it along to a clothes swap party. And I love this alcohol. It's so fresh. What's it called? 4711. Yeah, so, and look, I use it all the time, but it lasts forever. Right, what else have I got? My Flylady pen, which did say I'm so proud of you, but that's long gone. A pencil, I like these really dark pencils. My headset. In fact, I'll charge that when I'm uploading this video. And there's more. And my little Swiss Army knife card. And I know a lot of you were fascinated with this. I've explained this before on one of my other videos. It's on the playlist. I won't go into that today, but it's a great gift for somebody who's everything. And a little Mars bar, because sometimes I need a wee boost, if my kind of blood sugar drops a wee bit. Okay, so that is it. There. So actually everything can go back in apart from, I'm actually doing really well today, apart from the two lipsticks, the snotty hanky and the receipts. So those will go away and those can go back. So that's me ready to go. So that's my handbag done. Woo, go us. And remember, you may not have done, gone through your handbag for a long time. Don't beat yourself up if it takes more than a couple of minutes like my one did. Just, set your timer for 5 minutes, and you'll find that if you get into the habit of doing it consistently, regularly, it doesn't need to be every Friday, but every second Friday, you'll just feel like, you're not kind of looking to find receipts and where did that go and where's my lipstick. You'll know where things are. It's just a nice feeling. So I'm going to recharge my headset, and I'm also going to recharge my Fitbit, and I'll tell you about our 31-day exercise challenge. I'll give you an update on that. Right, on to the snack basket. So If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that often on Friday I post that we have a snack basket. Now, don't fall off your perches with the amount of sweets here. In Denmark, there's an old tradition that kids only get sweets on a Friday. They don't eat sweets during the week, they don't eat candy during the week. But Friday, they watch a Disney compilation of Disney cartoons. It's always at 7 o'clock on a Friday night, and it's a real ritual in Denmark. And it's called Disney Show, or Disney Show, which means Disney Fun. And traditionally in Denmark, kids are like, oh, you know, tonight is Friday and it's Disney Show, and you have something called en slik skål. And en slik skål, slik means sweets, and skål, not just cheers, skål is also the same word for a bowl. So en slik skål is a bowl of sweets. So that's what Danish kids get on a Friday night. It's a really quaint tradition. And actually quite healthy because they don't get sweets during the week, but Friday is, oh, you know, Friday's let your hair down, watch Disney Show and get your sweets. Anyway, I've taken the idea, and I don't know when we started it, a couple of years ago. I've started making a little basket for the family. Now, we don't eat all this on a Friday night, and often we don't, you know, it's something we, you know, maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we don't eat all of it. And I've put in some extra ones today and some Danish ones, and I've made videos before about Danish sweets. It's all in my Danish, in my Hygge playlist. Now, of course, some things here will be familiar to you. Pringles. I love Heinz tomato crisps. You know, Heinz ketchup tomato crisp by Lay's. Maltesers, those are kind of international. I'll just take out the international ones. Toffee. Okay, I've got a selection of Danish ones for you, and you might want to have a wee laugh. Okay, this one, scum banana. Okay, the Danish way to say is skum banana, and that's chewy, like marshmallow, banana flavoured, weird stuff, covered in a chocolate coating. So scum is the Danish word for marshmallow. But sometimes if you see it in the shop, it's like, scum, who wants to eat scum? Right, okay, and then we've got skålekridt. Can you see what that is? That is, skåle means school and krit means chalk, so it's chalk, blackboard chalk. It's actually a type of licorice covered, it's quite hard and chewy, and that's the worst thing I know. Also the noise of chalk on a blackboard, that's the worst thing I know. But my son loves those, and when he was over in the States, we would send him a kind of survival package every month, and we would put in lots of skålekridt for him. And that's the other thing that my husband and my son like is Matador mix. And funnily enough, the ones that my husband and son don't like, which are they're called sexy larvae, leberlauer. That's Vibeka's favourite. So what we do is, with all the ones that they don't eat, we put them in a little bag and we save them, and I give them to Vibeka, my bestie, sometimes. So that's those ones. And then we've got something called a bridge mix for ladies and gentlemen who are playing bridge. And this is just a mixture of chocolate and peppermint, and there may be, I'm not sure if there's licorice, I'm just trying to read the back. Yeah, so you have your bridge mix if you want to play some bridge. Oh, M&M's, they're universal. Okay, and then we have a Danish thing called a Yankee bar. And I never really thought of the name before, but Yankee, it's a bit, well, anyway. We've got Yankee bar, which is a bit like a Mars bar, or I can't remember what they changed the name, they changed the name of Mars bar to something else, making it sound sporty. Anyway, and you've also got a Yankee bar with licorice. That's the only thing I don't like about living in Denmark is licorice. There's so much licorice here. And then there's a lighter equivalent of the Yankee bar called a Holly bar. If anybody's called Holly, you might want to have some of those, which is a bit more like kind of marathon if you're British. And then I've saved the best one for last. Okay, and I won't talk too much about it, but it's called spunk. Does anybody want to have some spunk? Now, the Danish spunk is not anything to do with British spunk, but I remember seeing these in the supermarket and we were crying with laughter. Anyway, Spunk features in, if you know Astrid Lindgren, who does the, what's his name? What's her name? Pippi Longstocking. Yeah, sorry, because I'm thinking in Danish and Swedish. Pippi Longstocking or Pippi Longstocking. There's a story about Pippi Longstocking, and she finds this new word for something, and she calls it a spunk. And people said to her, well, what is it? And she knew all the things that it wasn't, but she didn't know what it was. But she'd just make up this word of spunk. So anyway, you can find spunk in the Danish supermarket. So anyway, and if you don't want to do something like, the snack basket for your kids, I'm going to give you an idea here. So just hold on. Perhaps if you want a healthier option, you could get some healthy things for yourself. I was just thinking, this is my basket of books that I picked up at the library the other day, and we'll talk about those next week. And also one that I got at a clothes swap party last night. Did anybody else love the Millie Molly Mandy books? I don't know. A bit like Thoroughly Modern Millie, no? Anyway, maybe you want to make up a little, a hygge basket for yourself for Friday nights or any day of the week. Just a selection of, a bit like the pamper basket that I talked about. I have my little pamper basket, but maybe for Fridays, you want to get some nice things from the library, some healthy snacks, look at your DVD collection, things that you haven't looked at for a while, put them in your basket. Just a nice hygge way for you to start the weekend. So anyway, let me put that down. Okay, so I think that covers it for Flylady Friday. And then we have the weekend coming up, which is Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is family fun day. And you can go to the Flylady website. There are fantastic ideas of what you might want to do that's fun for your family. And remember, it doesn't have to be taking them to to Tivoli Gardens and doing all the rides. It can be something as simple as just having a hot chocolate and sitting on the sofa together and watching a film. Because that's something often that I do. We do with our kids. We're watching Deadpool 2 at the moment. Now that's not probably suitable for your children, but it's something that we enjoy. So just something, find something to do. Maybe you want to read some books to them. Just take maybe look at the Flylady website, write down a few ideas, keep it in your control journal, and that way you've got something to refer to instead of just standing there Saturday morning thinking what we're going to do. Sunday in Flylady Land is Renew Your Spirit. Again, there are tons of ideas on flylady.net. It's the day where you kind of recharge your batteries, where you do something just for you. Not for the family, not for your co-workers, not for the people at church, not for the people at Scouts, just do something for you. And I found that since I started Flylady, I've actually got so good, or it's probably because I'm also living in Denmark and we've got that real hygge thing going on of, enjoying the moment, making everything, just everyday things special, having flowers here on the table when we, just all those kind of little things that make every day good. I found that I don't have to think about that renew your spirit thing because I'm getting the good things into my day every single day. I've spoken about this before, years ago. I was always longing for the high days and holidays and going on vacation. And now I'm really content with my lot. Every day for me is a good day. I mean, there can be stresses and strains, and I don't share, private things that are going on for me, but I can make a good day out of it. It doesn't need to be 90% of my day. I can, there are things that can be going on and family that are ill, but it doesn't have to take up the whole of my day. And my days, 90% of my days are good things, because I've got my routines going on, I've got a plan for things, I'm using the getting things done system, so I've not got that kind of, as I'm 51 and my brain has gone a bit to mush, because I'm postmenopausal. I've got a plan for things and it's all working out, and some days The plan works really well, other days it doesn't, but most of the days things are just ticking along. So anyway, before I let you go, because oh my goodness, and I'm really sorry for these longer videos this week. You know, I try and keep it to the 15 minutes. But I know a lot of you wanted a little bit more oomph to get going with your Flylady Basics. We're also running our 31-day exercise challenge. You know, the Flylady moving in May. We're just adding a wee bit of exercise to every day, and we're not having to go to the gym 5 days a week. We're just thinking, what can we use as extra exercise? I've told you before, if I'm making pancakes, I'll maybe do some push-ups against the wall or do some squats. So yesterday I did the 7-minute, because I'm checking in with you every day, telling you what I'm doing, and you're commenting down below and telling us what you're doing. For a day, this is 10th of May, my brother's birthday. Happy birthday, big brother. Today's 10th of May, so for my exercise yesterday, I did the 7-minute high intensity interval app. And I was out walking quite a bit. Yeah, because I was out doing my groceries, and also I was at the clothes swap party, and that is a lot of running to and fro and helping ladies find stuff in their dressing your truth type. And so actually I checked my Fitbit this morning for my steps for yesterday, 15,705, and actually I wasn't doing kind of exercise that I was thinking about. The Fitbit, I don't check my steps every day. It's not, I don't use my Fitbit in that way. I made a video, was it last January or 2 years ago, telling you that how I use my Fitbit. My Fitbit, I use it more as a reminder to me. If I'm sitting working at the computer quite a lot writing, and if I'm sitting for too long, I've set it up for a reminder, or you know, it buzzes and it gives me a reminder to take off my bahookie and do something else. So that's the main reason I like the Fitbit. I'm not a step counter in general, because you know, Vibeke will tell me what steps she's done, and I'm like, oh, I never check it, and I never remember to sync it. But it's been really useful since we started this challenge, just to see and hopefully to show you where those extra steps can come in. Gardening work, you know, yard work, going for a long walk, or maybe you maybe can start tracking it if you've maybe been getting off the bus a couple of stops early on your way to work, or you know, just getting extra steps in. Maybe you're taking the stairs up to your office instead of taking the elevator. You know, all of those things. It's quite good in that way to track the changes that you're making. So anyway, and this weekend is Mother's Day. Sunday's Mother's Day. Not in Sweden. They don't have Mother's Day for another 2 weeks. I think it's the 27th of May this year they have Mother's Day. And not in the UK, because they had Mothering Sunday. But maybe you want to get yourself a nice Mother's Day gift. Maybe you want to get yourself a Fitbit. We were talking yesterday, Dressing Your Truth, they have an offer on makeup. And also I saw something this morning, let me just check. Yeah, I saw on Instagram this morning the Child Whisperer book. I can't show you my copy because I've lent it to Vibeke. The thing about knowing your kids' energy, that's on offer right now. So anyway, hopefully you can get yourself something nice, and listen, let the family know that it's Mother's Day. You know, don't do that kind of martyred thing by waiting until Sunday morning and be like, no, nobody remembered it's Mother's Day, nobody's made me breakfast in bed and all that. Tell them it's Mother's Day and say, you know what, I'd really like if you just, you know, made me a cup of coffee or something like that. Don't play the martyr thing, okay? Let them know, because maybe they aren't as organised as you are. I know that you're all organised with your getting things done in Flylady. So, but just give them a wee reminder. I'm hoping that the kids might make me breakfast. Okay, I'll tell them when they get home. Anyway, hope you have a fantastic Friday. Hope you maybe manage to make yourself a, excuse me, a snack basket. Get those purses, those handbags cleaned out. And I shall see you, I'll probably see you tomorrow, because I'm checking in every day this month about our exercise challenge. And I hope I covered everything. Big deep breath. Anyway, live long and prosper. May the Danish be with you, and I'll see you very soon. Okay, bye for now.